Hello, everyone. We all fed, we all coffeed, we're good. We can do a bit of scary code together. Is that going to be okay? Let's give it a go. Hey, so first of all, who the hell am I? Yes, I'm from little old Brisbane, and I know there's plenty of Queenslanders here today, so yes. Now, I am going to spend 2 seconds talking about networking events because I just think it's important, and I run the Brisbane SEO Beers, which is just a casual sit around table, have some beers, meet some people in the industry, and awesome little event. But now they also do it on the Gold Coast. They also do it in Newcastle. So what I keep thinking about is the rest of Australia. If you haven't got one in your little town, region, area, just start one. Just start one, guys. You'll make lifelong friends. It can build. It's not scary. Just do it, okay? Yes. Now, on to boring SEO, not just having beers and talking to people. So I work in-house running a team of SEOs in the sort of financial comparison space. I've been in the finance world in-house for a little while. It's quite boring, but, you know, pays the bills. But I get to do plenty of different in-house SEO. I also then run a couple of hobby websites because for some reason working 9 to 5 isn't enough for me, so I then need to do extra stuff on a Saturday morning. And the other fun fact about me is I used to be a really below average web developer. So this is very much going to tie into what I'm talking about today. Yeah, and the one thing that really is probably a highlight of me is that I'm incredibly lazy. I really, really hate repeating tasks. I hate doing the same thing again and again and again. The moment I've done it once or twice, I'm like, do I have to keep doing this? How can we do this better? And the moment I'm then having to do it every month or every quarter, I'm going, hold on, pens down, let's automate this because this is going into my sort of thinking time. We should be using our time wisely. And with the creation of GPT, and this is not a GPT prezzo, thank God. With the creation of GPT, you guys can all become coders. So I've gone from being a very below average coder to now I'd like to call myself an average one, thanks to my little sidekick who helps me around. So today, I'm going to give you guys 3 things that you can all automate, and I'm going to give you the scripts, give you the Google Colabs, I'm going to show you how to do stuff in Google Sheets, and I'm hoping you can all walk away and actually use this knowledge to work faster and smarter. So the first one we're going to do is quick scraping right there in Google Sheets. This is all inbuilt. Just open up Google Sheets and you better pull the data points you need. The next one will be a bit of redirect mapping done for you all through Google Colab. So I'm going to introduce you to Google Colab because I think as SEOs move sort of with AI building, we're all going to be using Colab a lot more. And it's amazing and it can just run your code for you. Third one will be focusing on topics and intent, not keywords, which I think has already been discussed today. So quick scraping there. Now us as SEOs are always pulling data points. We're always wanting to pull different bits on the page, whether it's H1s that we're optimizing, whether we need to know authors, whether we need to know dates. Now, Screaming Frog, best tool ever, hands down, right? Love it. But the catch with Screaming Frog is that if you're only doing like, say, let's say 100 URLs and you already have that list of URLs and you're like, I just need to review H1s on this, do you really need to run off and do a whole crawl to pull that out, then to chuck that into a sheet, then to work from that sheet for probably the next while? Or should we instead be working a bit more dynamically? So with an awesome little thing called Import XML in Google Sheets, you make your whole life easier. So rather than us having to go and do a scrape, and you should still be scraping and crawling with Screaming Frog for auditing points, we can actually just be working in Google Sheets instead. We can pull through those H1s there. You can pull through your meta titles you need, and I'll teach you all how this formula works. Super easy to do. We're all spreadsheets fans, most likely, in this room. And the great thing about this is you can then take it up a bit more of a further step. You can then start to pull out dates, authors, maybe you use it to actually track where tasks have been briefed and where you're at with your content pipeline. And then you can also check it if it's been updated just by using formulas. So, how do we do this? Now, who here has used XPath before? Most people, who here knows how XPath works? Yeah, there's a few of us and we're like, I think I get it. Now, XPath allows us to grab a specific element on the page. And with this power, we can basically go, I want to grab that and I want to use that. So this is the basics of scraping. You always hear about big, scary developers talking about scraping things. You can scrape yourself. Use Google Sheets. Now, I will say there's limitations with Google Sheets. You are going to start to slow down once it gets to over 1,000. But for those quick jobs, it is fantastic. And if you do need to do more than 1,000 and you want a really sort of dynamic sheet, come talk to me and I can talk to you about how you can set up Screaming Frog to instead work with Google Sheets. So for those, quick point, if you don't know how to get XPath, open up DevTools, right-click, copy XPath. There, copied. That's the hard bit. Next bit. So how XPath works and how it connects with G Sheets is you're just going to use that H1. Everyone knows what a H1 in here, and if you don't, I'm a bit concerned. XPath is literally just //H1. You've got your H1 there. You're chucking it into that import XML formula. You're referencing your cell. There, your H1's being pulled in. It's just a basic formula. It's quite simple. So when we have a look at titles, same thing. Title to get your meta title, your page title. Just / title. Now, all of this today will be on my website, so if you're worried about a slide disappearing before you've written anything down, just go to sallymills.com. It's all there. They are very rushed blog posts, so hopefully they make sense. Now, you can then go a little bit further, and yes, XPath then gets a little bit more complex and a bit more scary. But if we break it down, it's not that scary. So, link. First part of that XPath is link, right? What is it looking for? The link part. That first part of your HTML. You've then got @rel canonical. What's that looking for? The rel canonical. Now, one note when you're using XPath copied from Chrome is that you'll see that the quotation marks are slightly different. So if you're getting an error, just switch that to a single quotation mark and it will solve your problem. So after you've got canonical, which is just that rel canonical, you're then, what are you actually wanting to scrape and pull? You're wanting to scrape and pull that href. So you're pulling through that bit there, which is just awesome. So it then gets a whole lot more confusing. And you look at that and you go, oh, good God, that's some big, scary, different divs and different DLs and DDs. But all you're really doing is just copy-paste from your DevTools, chuck it into the formula, and you can be pulling whatever sort of point you want to sort of analyze and use on your website. That's the first one. We're going to step it up a little bit now. We're going to do a bit of machine learning, and thank God Nick gave you guys the lowdown on that, so I don't have to do it. So thanks, Nick. I don't know where she's sitting. Redirect mapping, done for you. Now, we've all been there. So we've had a migration and we've changed our structures. Maybe we've gone from sort of that annoying blog structure and we're like, no, I want to group these under nice different topics. And you want to point them towards new URLs. Or maybe you're like me and you keep inheriting old financial websites that have been around since the late 90s that have thousands of 404s, and you do actually have to clean them up because there probably is some random forum that's still passing value from back in the day. So I don't want to sit there and just manually map URLs. I want to automate this. And everyone in this room from today is going to stop manually mapping. Okay, maybe if you've got 5, go for it. But if you've got more than 100, everyone's going to stop, and we're going to use my script. It's there, it's free to use, and it's in a thing called Google Colab, which I'll take you guys through. So how this script works is it uses a thing called fuzzy matching. Who has heard of fuzzy matching before? There's a few of us. It was actually pretty new to me. I learned about it a couple years ago now, of some legends on Twitter, I think. So basically, fuzzy matching is an artificial intelligence and machine learning technology that identifies similar but not identical elements in data table sets. What the hell does that mean? That means it just plays matchy for you. It goes, this one, really similar to this one. I reckon that's a pretty close percentage match. Gives you a percentage, goes, yeah, that's a good match. Oh, that one's probably a better match. Let's use that one instead. So this is how quick it is to sort your thousands of redirects, your thousands of 404s to 200s. This GIF repeating, which takes like, I think, a couple seconds, I think it might be a 12-second GIF. In that time, it's sorted all of your URLs. It's then spat out an actual CSV that you can then go off. And now your job is to just QA. You're just QAing. You're not trying to match. You're just QAing, going, does that make sense? Now, who here's used Google Colab before? There's like 3 or 4 or 5 maybe? So this is amazing. So I remember starting using Python years ago, and to get Python running is a complete, can I say mindfuck? Because it's a mindfuck. I was like, what do you mean I have to use command prompt? I don't know how to do this. I need to install this, and I need to, I should be setting up my own virtual environment. I should be doing this. Complete nightmare. Google Colab comes along. You don't have to worry about any of that. You just go, I want to install these libraries. I want to use this, and just paste. Straight from GPT, or these guys I've learnt from a few fantastic just legends with their code and mash some things together. But then, all you do is paste your code in and click play. And everyone in this room is going to have to learn a little bit more Python, unfortunately. The way the world's moving, we need to work faster. So Google Colab's your friend. It's free to use. Go learn, go sign up, go and type some stuff into GPT you want to automate, and have a play. Because if you're not trying to play, you're not trying to use it, you're not going to get there. That's enough about me ranting about Google Colab. What do you get when you use Fuzzy Match? So this is what will output. You'll get a bunch of similarity scores. It'll give you a percentage. If it's 100%, it will be a really good match, which you can see there is just the trailing / missing on privacy. Great match. If we come down to sort of 42%, yeah, it probably is a match, but we're going to have to check. You'll know your website whether it makes sense or not. Let's just have a look at some that are at 100%. So another one might be the visit us SC and visit us. Yeah, that probably makes sense. That's probably the right place to send that. Come back down a little bit further so that these ones you're going to go, maybe I don't. But if man-made minerals, that bottom one, doesn't exist anymore, what are minerals is probably the right place to send it. So it's probably going to get a tick to me. Then we have a look at the other end of the spectrum. Unfortunately, we are still going to have to QA our bots. We still have to be there and actually go, well, that's completely wrong. That doesn't make any sense. Just because you've seen publication in the subdomain and publication in the URL doesn't necessarily mean it's the right place. And that bottom one, I think it's only matching really because of the 1901. So yes, it's going to make you work faster, but you're still going to have to QA stuff. Just like AI content, we're not just going in like chucking it up there and hoping for the best. So Fuzzy Match can save you all days of work, so everyone's going to promise no more manually matching, right? We're done with that. Cool. Perfect. Okay, topics and intents, not keywords. I'm going to have one sip of water. Now, I run a cute little hobby website called Dog Games. I work on this on a Saturday if I have time. It very much just sits there and it's just a little drop shipping website. It does all right, considering it's just a little drop shipping website. But me as an SEO, I don't have a lot of time because I'm actually working full time, doing probably more important things than selling dog toys on the internet. So when I come back to that on a Saturday morning and go, I really need to probably decide on a new product, or maybe I need to write a new blog post. I really need to write some blog posts. I've got like 3, I think. Yeah, I should fix that. So I'm competing with these guys that have full-scale teams that cover everything, and I need to work out how to prioritize myself. And that is probably the biggest struggle. So when we're looking at keywords, and you start to look at their keywords they're targeting, there's so many variations, there's so much crap out there. This is where we can be actually using pre-trained models to do this. And thank God, Nick has already talked about machine learning and all this sort of stuff. But we're going to use this in Google Colab to do all this stuff for us, to group everything for us, because we're lazy SEOs now, okay? We let bots do work for us. So this is my dog. He looks really happy there, but he actually was not, because he did not like the spider costume I found. Not approved. But if I want to come and have a look at keywords, and let's have a look at dog costume, which is very much that topic, that top clustered, that top one, right? Do I really want to have to read through all these variations, or do I just want to go and target dog costume? By the way, I'm not going to start selling dog costumes. It was just a fun match with the photo. But you can see the variations on there. And you can see that the intents behind these are all very, very similar, right? Like, if you're searching dog costume, you're probably going to get a very similar search to outfits for dogs. So that's why I want us to cluster things and run keywords through, and I know keywords are still existing, but focus on that topic. The next thing I want my script to do is I want it to apply intent for me, because what use is a keyword topic if we don't know the intent behind it? Now, if people haven't done intent before, a lot of tools will do it automatically for you, and I'm going to rant about that in a second, because the way they give their intents just never matches whatever industry you're in, and it's really annoying me, so I'd much prefer to just do it myself. So just as a brief overview of keyword intent, you've got informational, so what is a German Shepherd? Or My Chemical Romance, you're looking for a band, I'm still an emo kid at heart, skinny jeans. Navigational intent. Now, navigational intent it could probably be a higher intent term too. It's very much that person going to look for, I want to go to Bunnings, or I need to log into the ATO login because I hadn't done my tax yet. Then you've got commercial investigation, which is sort of your compare dog terms, your best tech SEO tool, which I suppose is Ahrefs today. And then your high intent stuff is sort of that transactional intent, so buy dog food, cheap blue dresses. Now this annoys the shit out of me, because as a SEO, I have terms like interactive dog toys and interactive dog toy feeder, which falls under informational. Then I've got interactive dog toys Australia, which falls under commercial for some reason. And best interactive dog toys, commercial as well. And transactional, international dog feeder. So they get grouped into these sort of buckets. But like if we go and Google them, we get the same search results. So to me, the intent behind interactive dog toys Australia and interactive dog toys is the same, right? They want to buy, yes, maybe they're looking to compare, but when I'm actually building my content and my pages, it's probably the same sort of intent. My intent there is a transactional intent to sell a dog toy. So this is where you guys can actually build your own intents. You can work out what you want to appear there. Now, this example here is just a sort of brief version of sort of dog toy area stuff. You can see you've got your standard informational, which is who, what, when, where, why, how. I've added in can. A lot of ones won't add in can, so you need to add in, because if we have a look at dog search stuff, they're like, can my dog eat watermelon? All the time. So many can searches, so that's an informational one. Transactional. Actually, back up to informational for a second, because I do a lot of financial stuff. I always find if people are searching in the financial space, if they're using verse, say it's like offset verse redraw account, that's very much an informational search to me. They're trying to still learn about the subject. And a lot of different people talking about intents will go and chuck verse down in maybe commercial, which yes, makes sense, but this is why everyone needs to be customizing it for your industries and deciding what keywords match your intents you need. So this is why in transactional you've got, if we go to transactional, I've got buy cheap. I've also gone and put some dog products in there, so collars, beds, harnesses, balls, all that sort of stuff, because that is very much that product stuff I'm wanting to sell. And then I also like to go and chuck in branded, just so I can maybe have a look at what's branded out there and all that stuff. So that's the first thing you're going to change in this code. I know this one, you actually have to do a little bit of code, but you'll be fine. If you get stuck, message me on Twitter or LinkedIn or all that jazz. The second thing you're going to do, which everyone in this room should be able to do, is set up your keyword intent, your keyword CSV. Download it from whatever your favorite tool is. Download your keywords, search volumes, and then away you go. You're going to click play. In this one, you are going to click play a few more times down the page, but I believe in everyone in this room, and I reckon you can do it, and you're all going to be programmers in no time at all. So it's going to run through, it's going to cluster everything, it's going to decide what topic it should fall under, and it's also going to apply your intents too. So this is what you're going to get out. You're going to have everything grouped. So if we just zoom in on that one, so you've got dog collar after surgery. So that topic, it's gone and clustered surgical dog collars, it's clustered soft dog collars post-surgery. This one, dog collar tracker. Now I find this really cool because it's gone and seen GPS, and it's gone, yeah, that falls under tracker. This is where machine learning is beautiful, because someone's already done the hard work of training the machine, I'm just using it. Another one, dog collar with name. It's gone dog collar with name tag. Okay, yeah, let's just put that under the dog collar name one. Grouped it all together. This is what you can then do, because we're all spreadsheet experts, I'm sure of it. Chuck a pivot table up there. This means you can then go and filter it all, pull out whether it's a transactional or informational one. So we have a look on the left-hand side. You've got your sort of transactional terms, so slow, feed a dog bowl. You can see all the keywords that's grouped under that. And the sort of search volume, and it makes my job so much easier because I'm just looking at a topic to target. I'm not obsessing about keywords. We all know how to build good pages. I'm just picking a topic. If we have a look at informational, and I could not open the why do dogs eat their own poop one, because the industry is, I mean, dogs are ridiculous. So you could target, I'm never going to target this one, by the way. Maybe I will, but I'm not a vet. So these ones are all really informational. And as you look down, you might see, okay, well, the ringworm in dog one, or the plant's toxic to dogs, doesn't have any of our sort of informational intent ones in there. That's weird. But when we expand your pivot table, you see that, okay, there's enough informational ones in there that tick informational. So that is simplifying your keyword research. That's everything I've got for you today. Hopefully, you're going to walk away and not be too scared of code. You're going to go and have a play with Google Colab. All of my scripts are on my website, sallymills.com. It's all there. I've got guides how to use it, very rushed guides, so hopefully they make sense. Please come talk to me tonight. I love a wine. Thank you.